All right. Easy Friday. It's my favorite class, and we're going to start with a few poses that I do mostly in the morning when I have real early clients and I have to be like up at 7 or something. I have a few little standing pieces that I do because mostly we'll be sitting, doing our normal sitting tonight. And sometimes I'm looking over here because I have my set list of what I want to do tonight. But let's stand. I'm going to go way back there. We're going to get a couple of these standing poses out of the way first. So let me go way back. Actually, I'm going to move this screen up so we can see. So we're going to take the, let me close the door, sorry. We're going to take the feet apart. We're going to do a horse. So we do horse in a lot of the classes. So we'll start with the feet, maybe about where the elbows with the toes pointing out a bit. We're going to squat, but we're going to put the hands on the knees. I do this and then warrior two every morning. So we're going to one shoulder forward and then the other shoulder forward. And we're just going to work that with the breath. We're going to really take our time tonight. The Friday night class is one of my favorites. I love the light, easy, simple yoga. Although if you don't want it so simple, you know I'll yell out vinyasa and you're welcome to step back to push up to an up dog and down dog when I yell that out. Or even if you feel like you got a second in between, just a little bit more of this. Let me put these glasses up there. Okay, let's come back up. We're going to start with warrior two, just by turning the right foot straight out like that. The back foot is turned in a little bit now rather than out when it was in the horse. So slightly in, but both flat. We're going to bend the leg in the front and then reach the arms all the way out. And you can bring the foot a little bit further out. The funny thing about doing yoga on the carpet is you kind of got to grip your feet down because without the sticky mat, which is, again, it's part of my morning routine. Is more often than not, I'll do the yoga that I do without my mat, just on this carpeting. And we'll breathe here. Let's gently put the left hand on the leg, turn the right hand so the palm faces. Don't put any weight on this hand in the back, and then arch back a little bit. And it's good, my legs are warming up. And let's come back up. We're going to pivot, so we'll straighten this right leg. We're going to turn the right toes into 45, the left toes out. And let's just hang out for a second, and then, yeah, bend that leg in the front. You can feel that stretch coming through the bottom of the right leg. Arms out. We're going to stay here. We'll look at the fingers right in front of us and breathe. And then put the right hand on the leg, turn the left palm to face up to the ceiling, and then we'll arch back. I just made that quick move so you could be aware of what hand I was talking about. Teaching on the video screen has been very interesting for me, and I'll be aware of what I'm saying and what I'm showing. Good, let's come back up. Let's run both feet straight forward. And again, this little sequence came just strictly for my personal needs. We're going to breathe in and reach up, and then we're going to fold all the way down. So you'll see that the hands will kind of drop naturally under the shoulders. More often than not, I'm just putting my fingertips down, just letting the top of the head drop. You could put the palms down if it's simple enough. If it's real hard, take the feet further apart, and we're just going to take a few breaths here. Good, let's do one more piece. We're going to step one foot over the other, and we're going to hang down. And if you want to get the shoulder joint active, Just some circles here is nice. But really let your back drop open. We focus on the breath, which I haven't talked much about yet, but just drawing the breath in, pushing the breath out. And then over to the other side, stepping over. And then you could do the circles. You don't have to do anything. You just hang down, or you could pendulum. It acts in the shoulder joint a little bit differently. Good, and then with the feet about the distance of the hips, let's come down and squat. We're going to take a few breaths here. I was rewatching one of these videos and my eyes are like all shifty, like looking up to my notes, but I'm not shifty, not tonight. Some nights I'm shifty. We're going to stay here just for a couple more breaths. Good, let me come up. So I'm not going to do any more standing. So I'm going to put the camera back down. Good, so sit however you are comfortable. Legs crossed is awesome, or just turned in. We're going to do our normal Friday, reach the hand out. Keep that shoulder down, because even I'm having to get in practice of not lifting it up when I reach the hand out. Take the other hand and grab and pull the fingers back, and then let's do our breath. We're going to take a breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And just continue with that breath. And thank you so much for coming out tonight so that we can be together and breathe and do yoga and take care of ourselves. Everybody's very sensitive right now. Yvette was just telling me, and I agree. I feel fucking sensitive. I need it. Let's switch over to the other hand. We're going to pull back and see my shoulder. Bring that sucker down. And we'll breathe here. That thumb's pointing out and away. Just a little more. Those of you that want a vinyasa, push up dog and down dog, go ahead. The rest of us are going to reverse plank. So feet straight out in front. I'll do this one sideways so you can get a good view, because we want to make sure those fingers in the back here are pointing forward. Have the shoulders a little bit over the wrists, and we're going to lift the hips up and look at the ceiling. Good. Back down. We're going to bend the right leg. We're going to do a couple versions of Savasana tonight. Let's do the dynamic version. If you have a strap, you can wrap it around the foot. You can grab the shin, or if it's possible, grab the toes. Shin's great. Did it like that for maybe a decade. We're going to breathe in as we reach up. Breathing out, we're going to fold it all down. The breathing is in the nose. Reach it up, breathe it in. Breathe it out, fold it down. Over and over with the breath. Always the out breath on the downward fold. Good. Next time you're up, let's stay up. Let's come back down and let's stay down. Today, we'll bring the nose towards the knee, and I can really feel this in my lower right back. So you don't have to go too far, just a little bit of a forward fold. Good. And let's switch. We're going to do a lot of Savasana today. So other side, right on right, or however it worked out for you. Shin is fine, or the strap can be super useful when the hamstrings are tight like mine. We breathe in and reach up. We breathe out and fold it down. Over and over. Out breath on the downward fold. Let's continue 10 more seconds. Good. And then once we're up, we're going to stay up, long reaching, fingers to fingers, still breathing, continuing with the breath. And excellent. Close it down, hold it closed down, bringing the nose towards the knee. Don't force anything. Be aware of the left shoulder, try to rotate that down if you can. Good. Those of you that want to do the push-up and the up dog and down dog, please do. The rest of us are going to reverse plank again. Lifting up just for a second. And back down. Let's do another Janusirsasana. So switch the sides again so the right leg is bending. The left foot is out there again. My friend in New York, Samantha, she's on my podcast, the school teacher. She said this one really was crazy, stretching on her side. She was sore the next day. So grab the toes of the shin, and now the right palm, it's like extended side angle. The right palm comes up and over, and make sure you can see the ceiling along the arm up here. So you want to pull back in that direction as much as you can. And let's breathe here. Good. Let's do the other side on that open Janusirsasana is what it's called. So here and then opening up again. So the chest is opening up. The stomach is opening up. And when I'm teaching yoga to pregnant women, I have them do this version so that they're opening up the belly to the front so there's no squashing. Good. Those of you that want a vinyasa, please vinyasa. The rest of us are just going to reverse plank, lifting up, looking at the ceiling. Good. Back down. Let's do the cobbler. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let's do left hand on top, right hand on top of that. And we're going to sit up tall. So you want the back to go real straight, and the face is facing straight forward. You should feel it a bit in here because there's a tension from the arms holding the feet, and the feet do not come up. You're welcome to butterfly the legs if you like. I'll probably stay still myself. We're going to breathe here. When you're ready, go ahead and fold forward. Put the elbows against the legs, and then fold your face right down to your feet, or lengthen out, heart towards the feet. It really does change where it is in your body, so you can kind of move with that and then feel like where you feel like you want to pull on the tension a little bit. Breathe. Breath is in and out through the nose. Everybody knows that because I looked at the screen. I think I know every single one of you guys. So we keep breathing. Good. Reverse plank again, or vinyasa if you want the work. Back up. We look at the ceiling. And back down. Let's do this hip dealing. We're going to take the right heel and stick it all the way over on the left, underneath the left hip a bit. So you'll see, I'm glad I have these light pants on, you can see it better tonight. The leg pointing straight forward like the face and the nose. And then that left leg, it could go right there. That's, for some people, if they even get crooked, it's hard for them to do this. So take your time. If you want, grab the shoelaces and pull back. You can push down. And we're going to do both pieces today, which is why I didn't do it in the beginning. You could stay just holding the knee. Those of you that want to, reach the right arm up, bring it down the back, and take the left hand and grab the elbow and sit up tall, and we'll breathe here. Stay with the breath. My body's shaking in this one. Excellent. So we're going to unwrap all of that and let's switch it. I'm going to go back further so you can see better. Left leg goes outside that right hip. For me, it's under the hip actually a little bit. And then you could just have your other foot there. You could take the left hand and grab the foot and pull back. This side's a little harder for me. One of the tricks I have found is pushing into the mat, lifting up and rolling forward to kind of get that to fall into place, and still my knee needs to push down. But we are doing the top part, so left arm up and down the spine. The head pushes back against the arm, so don't let it make you look at the floor. Make it look straight forward as best you can, and the other hand grabs the elbow, and let's breathe here. Great. Those of you that want a vinyasa, go ahead. The rest of us are going to get into just a cross-legged position because we're going to do our twist. We're going to do it dynamic. So we're going to put the hands on the shoulders with the elbows pointing out, or here or out. It's up to you. Turn to one side, breath in, other side, breath out, and then start to become aware of your body, which is what yoga is a lot about. Body awareness. And then if there's one side that's tight, for me it's normally the right side, put the out breath on that right side. And you'll see if the arms are way out, it gets pretty extreme. So take your time. Take your right hand and grab your left knee. Now you can put the left hand right behind you, sit up tall, gently look back. Shoulder can forcibly pull back. Head does not do force, it just goes along. You can also take this hand that's not grabbing the knee, it's my left one, come all the way around over here and grab your shirt, your pocket, or your leg, or your jeans. Good, let's come all the way over to the other side. Left hand grabs the right knee. You can stay here just with the hand on the mat if you like, twisting back some, gently looking back, or hand comes all the way around, shirt, pocket if it's available, or belt loop, or the leg, whatever. If you can get a grip on something, it's helpful. And then we twist like we're squeezing out a towel, like we're twisting a towel. Good, back around. Those of you that want to vinyasa, the rest of us will reverse plank again, just lifting up. Back down. Let's come to hands and knees for the cat and the cow. I'm going to go, well, initially you want the knees 2 fists apart. It's good measuring. And then hips over shoulders, shoulders over wrists. Let's experiment with, let's move this guy out of the way. He's blocking my light. Let's experiment with turning the hands. Do them one at a time because it can be extreme and it takes a lot to get used to. You take the right hand, turn it around, put it down real slow. If it gets pain, just come back to the normal way and we'll all meet up with you. If you're okay with the one down, go ahead and do the other. Ooh, the left one is holding tension. And then this can be real extreme. Arch up in the back and breathe. Good. I'm going to come up for a second just to shake those hands out. You can do that too if you like. And then we're going to come down and do the actual cat and cow movement. So belly drops down as you breathe out, arching the back, and just moving in the head and the spine, trying to keep the arms and legs mostly still. Good. Back to center. Look over the right shoulder. See the tail so your left side can push out a bit. That feels great. And then over to the other side. Woo! Good. Let's come back just to knees. You want to keep the knees 2 fists apart. I'm going to go back so you can see me a little better. I'm staying on the toes for camel. And simple camel is thumbs in the back, elbows pulling together, just looking up at the ceiling. Those of you that, if you want a bit more, you can take your fingertips and put them on the heels, which is why we're on the toes. It's a little easier. Tighten the legs, look at the ceiling. Those of you that are much more open can put the feet flat, and then same thing, but you're grabbing your heels, but it's a few more inches away. Otherwise, we just hold the thumbs in the back here. Bella's tail is in the frame. She thinks she's going to get dinner. It's not time yet. Good. Let's come back down. We're going to do some more cat and cow. Woof. More cat cow. Let's do that side dealie again. Look over the right and look over the left. Those of you that want to vinyasa, please vinyasa. The rest of us are going to step the right foot to the top of the mat and then get further back. And then I like to bring that foot a little further once it goes up so I can feel this stretching. And then arms up like a big funnel, and we'll stay here. Very nice. We're going to take the left elbow outside of the right leg. Don't let the leg move. Let it be like a pole cemented into the earth. Bring the hands in prayer in towards the chest. Try to pull the right shoulder back. Turn the fingers up to your face. Those of you that want to straighten the back leg and come onto the ball of the foot are welcome to. I like to look at my foot, but you could look up to the ceiling where the elbow is pointing, and we're going to stay here. Good. Back to hands and knees so we can do the other side. Left foot up. And then I like to put that foot a little further out. Knee over ankle. You could do less, but don't go out further than that. You put this leg further back and then arms all the way up again. We're going to breathe here. Good. Let's take that right elbow outside of the left. Hands in prayer, pull in. Return the fingers to the face. I'm going to look at the foot. You can look at the ceiling. You can roll back on the back leg if you like, and we're going to breathe here. Now we're going to switch sides again. I'm going to do one vinyasa with you. Optional vinyasa, stepping back to the top of push-up. We'll lower down, up dog, and then down dog. And then hands and knees again. Step now the right foot again forward because we're doing a different lunge here. This time hands straight up, and we'll stay here and breathe. And then hands straight down with the right hand directly inside of the right foot and the left hand under the shoulder. And hold the right leg against your side. Those of you that want to could begin bringing the hands forward and trying to put the elbows down with the elbow right next to the ankle. I'm just going to keep my hands here. Let's breathe. Good, let's go ahead and switch it. So I'm going to put that left foot up there at the top. Let's again reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling, straight up. Hold here, let the hips hang down. Good, and then let's bring those hands down right on the inside. You could walk the hands forward and try to put the elbows down, but please keep the leg pulling against your body and the breath drawing it in your nose and pushing it out. Excellent. Those of you that want a vinyasa, please do. The rest of us are going to sit down right here. Let's keep moving forward. We're going to do our core work. With the legs bent, we're going to take the arms and bring them underneath the legs and roll back onto the tail. So it's Easy Friday. You could stay right here. You could let go. This is a bit of work. You could straight the legs, hands in prayer to the toes or to the third eye. For Easy Friday, I'm definitely keeping my legs bent. Let's breathe here. Good, I'll do it from the front. Cross the legs, grab the shins, sit up tall. I'll show you the back view in a moment because it's important you want the back real straight. And let's go back, number 2. Up again, number 2. Cross the legs again, sit up tall, shoulders down. Yeah, the back looks okay, straight. And number 3, back up. 3 of 5. Cross the legs, sit up tall again. And 4 of 5. Cross the legs, sit up tall. And 5 of 5. Good. Cross the legs again, sit up tall. We're going to do the thread the needle. I think last week I might have faced forward, so I'm going to face sideways this week. So we're going to come down, and you can line the knees 2 fists apart and long finger, almost the same as bridge setup, except for now we're going to lift the right leg up, and then we're going to take the right ankle just down inside of the left knee, with the hand on the same side as the bent leg, right feeds through, grabbing the left shin, the other hand comes there, or on the underside, but Don't forget to lay back as best you can. And flex the toes if you like, bringing the toes towards the shins, and we'll breathe here. Good, let's switch it so we'll put the feet back down. And left leg up. There it is, down the inside. You can see it better there. Left hand from the same side comes through, grab the shoe, other hand there, laying back. If it's too much, we'll get the underside of the leg instead. And we'll lay back. Toes can pull in towards the shins and the breath of the nose. Good. Both feet down. We're going to do 2 bridges today. So the first bridge is the normal one that we do. So lift the hips, tuck those shoulders under, intertwine the fingers, push the hips up, push the arms down. And you are welcome to do Ardha Dhanurasana, especially on this first one, because the second one I don't think it'll be as useful. So let's stay here and breathe. Good, come back down, grab the shins. Let's bring the nose up for a second so we'll get the back to move a little differently. And then feet back down, same thing, longest finger almost touches the heel. This is the way they do bridge in Kundalini. They actually do it dynamic, which we'll do a couple of those and then we'll hold. So now the hands come up and over the top of your head, but the palms are facing up towards the ceiling. So we're not gripping back here with the hands, just the back of the hands. And then we're gonna breathe in and lift up. And we're going to breathe out and come back down. And we're just going to do a couple of these before we hold. We'll breathe in, up, and then breathing out, back down. One more of these. Breathe in, up, and back down. And then on the next up, we're going to hold. So we'll just hold here. Got to use the strength of your body a little bit more because you don't have the shoulders and the hands on the mat. Good, let's come down. If you have a towel or a strap, it might be useful. I left mine back here tonight. I'm gonna go get it. Good, so we're gonna strap the left foot and hold the strap with the left hand. And we will be laying down. And that leg will come up and we'll stay here. If you can get your big toe with the peace finger and the shoulder is mostly down on the same side, you don't need the strap, it's okay. And if you don't have a strap, I'm sure you have a belt or a towel or a t-shirt, but you could bring the hand and just hold it like this. And we'll stay here. You'll notice I put my right hand on my right leg to hold it down. Although it's not coming up, it's a force of habit because it used to come up and it stopped doing that over time. Now, let that leg fall out to the right. If it's too uncomfortable with the leg straight, go ahead and bend the leg, because it's like that standing series we do in a lot of the Monday and Wednesday class. Otherwise, legs straight, it's pretty intense. And then look the opposite direction and reach that arm out. Good. Let's come on up. That did some weird stuff to my stomach. Was making a lot of conversation. Switch the hands with the strap, and then the hip will come up over the other side, and then we look to the left as the left hand reaches. Try to keep the shoulders flat on the mat. It may be difficult. Good. Back up. You won't need the strap. Let's have both hands come up above the knee joint if possible. The shoulders will now come off the ground. We're going to do an extra one here tonight, which I have not done in ages. We're going to do the super easy version of it. So let's bring this leg. We're going to bend it. And we're going to take just maybe both hands here and lie back. If you can get it in the crook, you can also lie back with it in the crook, but maybe just the hands lying back like so. It is a hip opener. Good, let that out. Oh, and shake it around a little bit. That was a bit intense. So right leg up, light on right with either the strap or the belt or holding the back of your leg, and we'll stay here. Good. Let that leg fall out to the right as we look again in the opposite direction. Good. Back up. Switch the hands on the whatever you're holding, and then over to the other side, and try to keep the shoulders flat. It may be hard. We'll look over to the reaching hand. Good. Back up. Just hands up above the knee joint. The shoulders will come up, nose towards the knee. Good, and go easy. We're gonna bend that leg. You can grab just with the hands, or you can get the leg in the crook of the arms, and then do your best to lay flat and back. Go easy, you can skip it if you prefer. Good, let that down, shake it out a little bit. So we are gonna do our legs up the wall deal. If you prefer to do plow and shoulder stand, you're welcome to. But I love going on the wall, especially since I only get to do it on Fridays. Although I can do it, anyone can do it anytime. But let's get in. You can also put your feet up on a couch, just so we have the legs a little bit up. But I like the wall, and we're gonna stay here. So You can get up against the wall and then on the back, legs up, arms out. You could stay here. You could also bring the feet apart if you prefer. And let's just stay and we're going to breathe. Even though it seems like we're just laying down doing nothing, please continue with the breath, drawing it in, pushing it out of the nose, letting the shoulders drop down. You could stay here longer if you want. Otherwise, we're going to go into our Savasana. Let's talk about this for a second. If you want to roll your mat up really, really tight, you can put it on your spine with I like really the base of my skull right on the end of the mat, and I'll show you. You don't have to do this, you can just lay down and begin the meditation. Sideways. There. But I like it better with my legs bent, although you could try laying all the way down as well, which both are suitable. But with my legs bent, I like the way it stretches my spine. But any way you can get comfortable, please do. We're just going to lay down in our meditation. You can bring the hands to the belly with the longest finger touching, and then every time you breathe in, the finger comes apart. Every time you breathe out, the fingers come back together. And we're going to stay here tonight for a while. And I'm actually, I'm going to play some gentle guitar, but I'll come back to do that. I'm going to scoot over there, grab it, and tune it, and then come back. And you guys just chill out, and I'll be right with you. Okay, you can move the fingers and toes a little bit. You can rotate at the wrists and the ankles. Let's really stretch long. So if the mat's under your back, take it out and stretch long as you can. Long fingers all the way behind you, long toes all the way forward. Pull the core down. Let's hold here tonight with the core pulling down against your mat and floor. Just hold like you're pushing against your internal organs with your core strength. Just pushing it against the mat and the floor. Good. Bring the knees up into your chest. And we're going to rock ourselves a little back and forth and then eventually up to a seated position. We're going to do a couple of poses tonight before we finish off. So let's just first get the spine real straight. Good. We're going to put the right hand down. You can go real gentle since it's the end of the class. And I'm going to reach that arm up and over. Just see where it goes and look up along the armpit for a moment. Good. Go ahead and switch over to the other side. So I'm going to do a couple finishing pieces. Good. Back to center. Fists forward, fists down, fingers down, shoulders down, core tight, breath here. Turn the palms so they face the ceiling. Bring them up, touch your wings, and point your elbows straight up. It looks easy, it is not. We'll take a couple breaths here. Very nice. This is it, hands to the heart center. Rubbing them together. Like you're trying to make a fire to light the way, a fire to burn out the impurities, a fire to say hello. Okay, wag your tail and reach the arms all the way up like a big funnel. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to breathe in more. If it's possible, breathe in more. Tighten the legs, the core, the floor. Don't be shy. Let it out. All right. Nice job. I love the Friday Light class. I thank you all for coming. It's one of my favorites. And that is it. It's DanielOberberger.com. You all know that. That's where my Venmo and my PayPal are. I thank all of you that have sent me all the donations and all that. And did I say, as always, you're living your dream, don't miss it, namaste? I'm going to say that. I'm going to end the recording